Well, how amazing it is to be here with you all. I want to acknowledge all mothers here. As usual, the love is coming in, so the emotion starts coming out of me. I know this is going to be a very important morning. The energy has been pumping through me since 3 o'clock this morning, and I've had some very, very clear and beautiful reconnections with Mother Mary all morning. And she is bringing her presence here today. And some very important messages that she really wants to bring to each one of you, for you to really hear and take in for yourselves. And what better time than this, than Mother's Day, where, many of us here mothers have mothers. Of course, we all have a biological mother. Whether we're connected to that person or not, we do have one. And so the energy of Mother Mary comes through today with a lot of very powerful and important messages. And, I was thinking earlier, how am I going to present this morning? And the only way I can present it is incredibly spontaneously because of the frequency of the love that's here. And it's coming through me and out to all of you from her. And that's really important to know. And she has been in my life probably since, I'm trying to work out the years, but I was called to go to Medjugorje. And believe me, I was not connected to Mother Mary at that time, but I was absolutely connected to my guidance and everything I was shown to do, and made a commitment to follow my guidance. And at that time, the war had just completed there. There were bullet holes still everywhere through everything, and people were just like in a state of like no one was home. Everyone had just blank expressions on their faces, and were devastated by what had gone on in that country, in Bosnia. And, I had 4 days there, and I didn't have any idea what I was to do in those 4 days. Except, of course, I was aware of carrying this light that I carry. And when I got there, it was so cold there. It was cold on every level. There was the wind, the weather was freezing cold. There was no heating, no light in any of the hotels, in any of the housing, because it was just a devastated country at that point. But Medjugorje is where Mother Mary had appeared, and many thousands and thousands of people used to flock there and trek up this mountain path to the top of the mountain. And the weather was probably the worst weather I've ever seen. It was like this cold, wet, and windy, wet place where it was so windy on this particular day that I was told I had to climb the mountain on that path. But no one was on the path. Usually there's thousands and thousands of people on that path going up the mountain to pay their connection or open to their connection to Mother Mary. And I was the only one on this path. And the wind was so strong, I was almost being blown off the path, off the mountain. And the day was just black. It was black. It was like, it was night. It was middle of the day, but it was black as night almost because of the intensity of the dark clouds and the wind and the weather. And I'm climbing up this path on this mountain alone, thinking, what on earth am I doing here? What am I questioning, my ego mind, questioning my sanity, basically. 2 hours later, I make it to the top of the mountain, but it's getting windier. I'm almost getting blown off the top of the mountain, so much so I crawl inside the metal cross that is on the very top. Lucky it had a little kind of place I could just crawl into it, and it's so cold. I'm just like shaking, shivering, wet, cold, windy, and it's like just like a place that I didn't want to be. and I didn't understand why I'd been asked to go up there. Now this morning I got an insight on that. It was so interesting. Here was Mother Mary sharing with me and bringing this frequency for today here. And she said that journey up that mountain was very much a reflection of your life, of the darkness, of the coldness that I had had as a child. It was reflecting the isolation, it being out of control by the wind that was just pushing me, blowing me off the path, blowing me into the rocks on the side of the mountain. I had cuts from those rocks. And then I get up to the top and the wind gets more and the darkness gets more. And so I'm inside that cross, and suddenly this light appears in the sky, and Mother Mary appears, shining that light, her light, into me inside the cross. There was that moment of disbelief. And I say disbelief because I didn't feel like I would ever have a connection to Mother Mary. My own mother hated me from sight from the time I was born. And I never had love from her. And here was the light and the warmth of Mother Mary shining into me and appearing to me. And she said, I am here for you, not for your work in the world, but for you. I am here to take all the burdens away that you are still carrying from your past. And you need to know that I am here for you now from this day on. And you can give to me everything that you no longer want to carry. Now, I had that disbelief in me. And it came from my childhood, where I was not loved, where I was not taken care of, where I was not taught anything. And Mother Mary's love and light and warmth filled me incredibly. She said, I am here to hold you. And she extends that energy out to all of you here, that message. That she is asking for you to let go of disbelief and allow yourself to be held and loved by her, to be carried by her. That many of us we all have a mother, a birth mother, every one of us, whether we're connected to that person or not connected. We all have a natural birth mother, but it doesn't mean that we were given our natural birthright, that we're always meant to be unconditionally loved, that we're always meant to be shown and taught the right things, that we're always meant to be given or taught the way that we should respect ourselves and be given respect so that we could grow and flourish like that seed in the ground. We could grow. And many of us haven't had that. We haven't had our natural birthright of those things given to us as a child. We were not naturally always protected. We were not always taught to respect ourselves. We were not respected. Some of us were and some of us were not. And now is the time to bring those wounds, those deep wounds that we carry. For one reason or another, we carry them. It's been part of our human experience, of course. Knowing that our mothers were perfectly imperfect. They played out their role And society has put a tremendous amount of pressure on us as mothers to be perfect, to get it right, which is an impossibility to get it right with our children. Because our children have come here to have their experience and then to move on and transform, just like I had my experience. It's assisted me, my wounds, to be all that I am right now. But as Mother Mary said that day on that mountain, I am here to hold you, to nurture you while you let go of your wounds. Give them to me. I can take those for you because the wounds are only to bring you to a certain level of understanding about yourself. They're not there for us to hold on to tight, but to at some point be willing to just hand them over and let go. And for the men, that's harder than ever because the men have been taught that they have to be more stoic often than the women. But Mother Mary is asking for you to let go of your disbelief that you are good enough, that you are lovable, for her to be able to really take those wounds. Society has put a tremendous amount of pressure on mothers, I know that. But the truth is, and Mother Mary told me that day, as a mother, your real role is to love your children no matter what, to be there, to love them, to accept them and their journeys, and allow those children to live their life out and have their experience, and they can do that if you will love them. That is enough. To honour them enough to allow them to make their mistakes, have their experiences, and to be there by their side no matter what. That is our role as mothers. So the energy of this love is about receiving the love, being open enough to take in the love that she brings to us all the time, and to let go of the disbelief that we are lovable, that we deserve to have that love, to be held, and to trust enough. And this is what she asked me to do, because at that time when I met Mother Mary on that mountain in Medjugorje, I was still dealing with a lot of my trauma from my childhood. And for those of you who don't know it, I was in a cult ritual abuse situation from 2 to 13 and had tremendous scars from being in that cult, being tortured, sexually abused, tremendous amount. And I was broken. I had this broken component to myself. My whole core had been broken by that year after year, that process of abuse. And little did I know at that time, and she said to me, I will be with you because you're about to meet your darkest days. I didn't know I was about to meet my darkest days. I thought that was gone. But the fact was, it was months later where I started to relive the most intense pieces of my abuse that I had forgotten about because it was so bad. You only remember the best, and I had remembered the best, and that was pretty bad. And so I hit these black places as I went back into flashbacks of some of that very intense times, but Mother Mary was with me. And miracles occurred because of her. It was because of her I could meet what I needed to meet. Otherwise, I would have probably gone insane. And so it was over those months that I understood her message more completely. And then this morning, she reveals to me that journey. up to the top of the mountain was just the reflection of my path, of my childhood, of everything I had endured for those years. And of course, I wouldn't want to live them again, but I am grateful for my experiences because they have brought me to who I am today and given me a tremendous compassion and understanding of suffering. And so Mother Mary really wants all of you to hear this invitation to allow her in, to support you in moving through and letting go of some old wounds that are in your way now. They've served their purpose in your life. They've brought you to experiences, yes, that you've chosen to experience in order to learn. And she's saying there's a lot of you that have condemned yourself a lot for many things that you have done and decisions that you've made in this journey so far, in this lifetime. And now is the time to just simply hand them over. You see, her love is unconditional. Her love is so great that it can really allow each one of you to just really release the wounds and allow yourself to move further along your paths now, because the door is wide open and it's time to drop away a lot of the old stories, the old belief systems, all the things that have kept you in a state of separation, not from everyone else, but from you, yourself. See, this is our time. And I know I'm emotional, but the love's here, and that always brings my heart open, and I can feel the love, the beauty and the love that is being carried here today with Mother Mary's energy. You know, it is our time for self-resurrection. It has been coming, but you know, at the end of April, the last 3 days of April, there was a shattering of a series of veils that have opened up a new dimensional setting for all of us to come home to. And it's enabling each one of you to let go more easily of these old wounds. But it takes a conscious choice on your part to say, okay, I'm ready to let go. I'm ready to understand I've had my experiences, and my imperfection as a human being is what I've come here to experience. But there is another part of me too that is this sacred spiritual being that is unlimited. And so part of the letting go, of handing over everything that you've been condemning yourselves for, all the old wounds, can be done now. And it's not through forgiveness. That word forgiveness is really an illusion, a twisted word. It's a loaded word. You know, we've been learned, or the words have been, you know, it's divine. And to forgive is to be divine or something. I don't know what those words are, but something about that. And forgiveness is not what you're looking to do. You're not looking to forgive the person for what they've done to you. Number one, you're not a victim. So no one did anything to you. You had many pre-agreements to have experiences in order to learn. You chose to be the victim. They chose to be the perpetrator, to have your experience. So it's not about forgiving the other person, because that means I was a victim. And guess what? None of us are victims here. We have created experiences to learn. That's it, bottom line. Same with your parents, your mother, your father. All these people have come together. We've come together on a stage to play out experiences. So, the fact is, forgiveness is not an option because it's not real. It has lies woven through it to keep us in this third dimensional illusion. But self-reconciliation is a viable option. And that means you're not a victim, You're going to go in and feel and work with the energy of the experience and free yourself so that you can let go of the pain, let go of the sadness, the grief, that you can be willing to meet the feeling inside yourself around the experience and take a breath and breathe it through and not be afraid of the feelings because they're old, but revisit them, revisit the experience so you start to understand a part of yourself within the experience. What the feelings were, what it meant. Was it fear, anger, sadness, helplessness? I know for myself, I blame myself for what happened to me as a child because I couldn't go to the helplessness that I would feel if I became out of control. I wasn't in control as a child. I was helpless. But the feeling of helplessness is really scary. So what you're being asked to do is to move into a place where you just meet the experience one more time and just breathe it through and feel out who you are in that experience and what it really means to you. And the mother energy we all need. And I know many of us have difficult relationships with our mothers. And so the mother that you have may not be the mother you need for your healing, to be able to move through the healing. But the energy of Mother Mary is pure. It's pure and it's unconditional. She has no judgments. She honors the courage it's taken for us to be here as a human being on this earth plane. She wants to lead you through another doorway, another way within yourself, so that you can free yourself and unfold within the spirit of your spiritual home, that higher source energy. That is her role here now. And her message today is to let go of the disbelief that you deserve to be loved unconditionally. Yes, we carry wounds and we don't believe that we deserve to be loved, maybe. Maybe we've picked that up from the way our mothers could love us or the way our fathers could love us or couldn't love us. That we judge ourselves. There must have been something terribly wrong about me that I wasn't loved, that I wasn't nurtured, that I wasn't protected, that I wasn't taught the right things. But the fact was, and this is something we need to accept, maybe it wasn't about us at all. Maybe it was about the people who couldn't love, who couldn't bring the love forward to us, that couldn't hold us, that couldn't nurture us, who couldn't protect us. This is all our time to self-resurrect. And we have made judgments about ourselves that are just simply not the truth. We have used the reflection of the world to say, see, I'm not okay. And what Mother Mary wants is to reflect back to you the love and the authenticity of yourself as a vulnerable human being, so that you can put an end to the separation inside of you. So you can start to let go of the disbelief that you deserve. That you deserve abundance on every level for yourself. You deserve to be loved and you deserve to have abundance. And as you let that go, then you can begin to move yourself into that resurrection place, off the cross. You take yourself off the cross, you put yourself up there, you can take yourself down and self-resurrect and come into a space of belief about yourself. And start feeling that mirror that Mother Mary carries for you, of that reflection of love that you are, of the beauty that you are. It's the time for us to be repositioned and just turned. It's like we're looking here and we need to move our vision this way to move past the illusion and to the truth of who we are. And it's simple. Nothing is complicated here. It's a simple truth that is being revealed right now with the shattering of these veils. And the energy of Mother Mary can be here now in a whole different form. And I'm realizing that now as she reveals to me right here with all of you that she can come in a very different way now with the shattering of these veils. She can come in another form, another energy that is very accessible to each one of you at this time. That you just simply need to call her forth to support you in really opening up and letting those old wounds go. Handing them over. And then the miracles can happen. And we're ready for the miracles. And the miracles are not real miracles. They're simply moving out of the third dimensional illusion that has kept us in this prison. Well, guess what? The door's been opened. The door of your prison cell is open. It's not locked anymore. And the bars that were metal are now fluid. Soft, fluid. From the opening, you simply walk out of the prison. So that the fact is that illusion, we're not locked into it anymore. We're in it because of habit, but we're not locked into it. You see, you have free will as a human being. We can't pull you out of the prison. Can't do it. And the ego mind just locks us in. Fear, struggle, lack, and keeps us there. But walking out that door, just step out. Out. Into another place of reality, which is that fourth, fifth dimensional energy, which is connecting you back to remembering, to that pure source connection of your higher self. And it's not that you'll step out, you step out into the light, into being received, into something new, a new place, a new space. Like the Pleiadians say, it's time to awaken from the dream. And so here you are, and you just step forward and accept yourself. With those wounds, they keep you in the prison. So you're being asked just to open up into that state of being received. This is the time for our birthing. Each one of us to be received and to go into that transformational state. The doors are wide open now. And you just have to say yes. And it starts with just receiving yourself in every part of yourself. As Mary said this morning, accepting yourself just as you are in this moment of time. You don't have to change anything about yourself. We've had that illusion where in order to be enlightened, you have to be perfect. And that has been one of the biggest third-dimensional lies of illusion that has kept us in that separated state. And the fact is, in order to be enlightened, you move into self-acceptance, of accepting yourself just as you are in this moment. Every part of you. So Mother Mary would say, accept all yourself, all your wounds, and bring them out. Bring them out amongst the hidden. So often we're afraid of what we're going to discover about ourselves. There's something terrible about us. But that is just not a truth. It doesn't matter who you are, what you've been, what you've experienced, what you've done. You came here to do have all these human experiences. So think about right now, what is the worst thing you've done? What's the worst thing that you hold against yourself? You know? What is the very, very worst piece that you can think about that you have done? And then bring yourself to that and just breathe and let yourself bring some breath to it. Touch that feeling. Because often we hide those things away because we're so ashamed or guilty about what we've done. Maybe we were jealous. Maybe we betrayed somebody. Maybe we physically hurt someone. Maybe we had a car accident and someone was hurt. You know, maybe we just couldn't do it any better than we did in the moment. We've all done the very best we could, and some of it's not that good. You know? Didn't do it so well. Made a mistake there. Could have treated that person better. But the fact is, you did the best you could in the moment with what you knew. Sometimes we have the best intentions, and guess what? They go really wrong. You know? Maybe we were young, inexperienced. You know, so it's really about look at what you have done. Look at your story. We all have a story, every one of us. But we're not our stories. They're just series of experiences that have brought you right to who you are in this moment of time. And some of it's painful. We've been alone, we've suffered terribly. And we carry burdens and guilt and shame about who we are or what we've done. But you are who you are. It is what those series of experiences is what you have become. And the fact is that if you will just have your experience and then learn and let them go, you're free. It's like you have a clean slate or an opportunity for a clean slate here. And why are you holding tight to all the things you've been told that you are or that you're not? All the things you were told you were by your parents or that you couldn't be, or by your teachers or by the church. We've allowed these things to weigh us down. And so we're in that prison. That is the prison that we have put ourselves in. And there is now, there always has been a chance to walk out of that prison. Yes, we haven't known about it or understood it as completely. But now you have the understanding of what you have been to this point in time, and you bring all that with you is to support you in this self-liberation, in taking yourself off that cross and allowing yourself to walk free. And what is it that's keeping you in that space? What shame, what guilt, where you feel you should be punished for something you've done? That is an illusion. That is a lie. Well, what she was asking me to say to you today is, how much are you willing to let go and allow yourself to receive? Because now is the time, especially as I said, with the shattering of the veils that have taken place in the last 3 days of April. We are in a new starting point actually on the earth plane for with ourselves. This is about you being with you, nothing else, and nobody else is involved in this. You are the center stage of your world. That is the truth. Yes, we are the lead role on the stage, and everyone else is just a player around us, playing out what you pre-agreed to do with those people. But everything is sourced from here within you. And as you move into that space of liberation, as you really just, it's like shrugging off a cloak, right? Armoring, it's all loose, ready to go. You just simply pull the tie of the cloak and let it fall away. And we're so used to hanging on and seeing ourselves in this role that we have created for ourselves of being this or that and believing these things about ourselves, that we haven't seen ourselves clearly, we haven't been able to. But this is the time for the self-liberation. And it's the time for you to step out of your armoring. And the armoring is almost fluid at the moment. It can be almost shrugged off so that you can step forward and feel the newness in yourself. It is the time for you to meet this new part. And it's not new, it's reconnection, reuniting with this aspect, this liberated self. Because it's just simply the energies on the planet are pulling you towards this place now. So that everything sources from you, but you're aware of it. You're disconnected from that frequency of the pure source because of the armoring and the belief systems that you've taken on about yourself. So this is the time for renewal. And it's the time to allow this Mother Mary's energy, to really come and hold and nurture you so that you're not alone, that you have somebody who witnesses you, who knows the purity of your spirit and can really hold that space for you to transform yourself. Because this is a transformative time. So she is really asking you all to work and utilize the mother energy and allow her to be that for you in this transformation. This is your time. This is our time collectively, but we can only connect to our own selves and be that central place on the stage and walk through life as that central source of ourselves. So what I want you to do is just take a breath right now. And just allow the energies to come in, this energy of Mother Mary to come through this space. To allow yourself just to open to the love, the presence of the love that she brings to you as your rightful, she says gift, as your rightful, can't think of the word, but there's the gift of her love And she brings the love. She brings the expression of that love to you. And what I want you to do is just open up. And just open up to yourself. Maybe to any peace that you are holding against yourself, or that you're guilty for, or you've suffered for. It doesn't matter what it is, but something that has created suffering and still moves through you today. Maybe you've pushed it down, but just let it come into your heart, into your awareness. Ashata ine. That's it. Just bring your awareness in and hold yourself and allow her energy to come and just be with you. That's it. Just let her energy just be with you as you hold this piece of yourself that you haven't been able to forgive, or that it's just always in the back of your, or comes to you from the back of your mind, that interrupts times, just allows you to feel uneasy about yourself. But just hold that energy. I'm just going to start anchoring this energy through the room. And allowing this energy, this piece of yourself, this guilt or shame, just if you feel ready, you can just hand it to the essence of Mother Mary as her energy comes through. Now bring this peace and just allow yourself to almost bring that conscious peace within your hands. Whatever it is that you're holding against yourself. And allow the energy of the Divine Mother just to take what you are ready to let go of. Letting yourself, just releasing that into the energy of Mother Mary. That's it. Just let that love just receive all that you're ready to give. It might be a lot. That's fine. It doesn't have to be limited. And hand off any piece of guilt or shame or struggle or pain, any belief system about yourself. That's it. Just handing that off. That's it. That's it. And Mother Mary's asking that you allow her into your life to support and love you. To support and love you just as you are. And honoring all that you are in your humanness in this time. Not changing anything, but giving up, just letting go some of the burdens that you carry around yourself. That's it. Open your awareness a little more. Take another breath. Let go. That's it. Allow your sound. That's it. Just let even the sounds out and just hand those sounds. If they're carrying the emotion, allowing those sounds just to be given to Mother Mary. Just taking everything, all the old wounds that you're willing to simply hand off at this time. Ashatai. That's it. Everything that you want to release at this time. The burdens can be as large as you want them to be. If you want to, you can just hand all those wounds to her. All those really old wounds, old guilt, old shame. Ashata inea. That's it. That's it. She's bringing her energy right through the space. That's it. Ashata inea she'o. That's it. Now open your awareness a little more to align to her love. She's saying, please receive the love. Let go of the disbelief and receive the love that is here for you. That you have the right to this love, to this abundance, to this love in this moment. That's it, just allowing the energy of this love to flow through you. That's it, just receiving the love and letting go of the disbelief that you deserve this love. Some of you they're holding back on receiving all of this love that's coming and that is here for you to take in right now. Ashata inea. That's it, open your awareness a little more, take a breath. That's it, letting it flow in through that breath. Just taking it through, allowing it to flow right through you. That energy of the mother. That's it, that mother that does not judge, that does not condemn, that accepts you unconditionally just as you are. For everything that you have done, she honors the courage it has taken you to live this experience as human beings and honors your imperfection. Ashata inea. To take one more breath and just allow another level of this energy to flow through. That's it. Take another breath. Just letting go. Ashata in. That's it. Allow the letting go right through. That's it. Open up to an unlimited letting go through you. Everything you are now ready to release, to give up. To give up the struggle, to give up the pain, to give up the fear. Yeah, to give up that guilt and shame that you have carried with you. That's it. When you give up the guilt and the shame, you'll find a lot of the struggle and the fear can just be released through the cells. Ashata inea. She'om dai inea she'om. That's it. I'm just going to bring in another level of this energy. I just want you to allow yourself to receive all of this frequency of love that's going to expand right now through the space.
Hey,
Mother Mary that can hold you like a new baby, that can support you with the love, holding you, supporting you. That's it, supporting you with that love through your life, acting as that anchor of love for you as you make your choices and take these new steps forward at this time. Knowing that all is possible with this love, that you can let the fear go because of the love and that is present and holding you. Now open your awareness a little more and just take one more breath. That's it. That's it, aligning to the presence of the love of that mother. That's it, that accepts and loves you. That she accepts and loves all of you. That's it, and just bring that love. And just take one more breath and allow yourself to receive that full love that she holds you with right now. And will continue to hold you with this love as you walk your path. Ashata ine. Akoshata I, she om da ine a. She om, she o. And I wish to honor each one of you and all that you are in this moment. So be it.
It's to you that I sing, you who hold me and hear my cries. In the darkness you have eyes. Now I come to you on my knees. Once denied you, now I see. My heart opens and I receive the gift of your love, the gift of your love.
So why don't we open up to the energy of this circle, and we open to the energy of Mother Mary and her essence flowing outwards from this church out to all humanity, so that each person has the support of being loved, of being treasured, of feeling who they are in their own authenticity in the moment. That's it, it's open up. Feel the essence and the flow of her energy, her love through this circle, going right through this circle and outwards. Kia